matching hundreds. Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is Madden NFL Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Los Angeles Rams. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, this is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
While in college, quarterback teams that improved their win total from 1 his freshman year to 5 his sophomore year to 8 his junior year. Love that type of improvement. Love that type of diligence.
A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
Here's Goff. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 11. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. As we get a peek at their dynamic signal caller hailing from Mississippi State, it's Dak Prescott.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Elliott on first down to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It was Jonathan Bostic there on the stop. And on this offensive unit, your thoughts on Travis Frederick?
He's a quarterback's best friend. Sets all the line calls and blocks so aggressively.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. The starting 11 now for Los Angeles on the defensive side of the ball. And they're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
On 2nd down, Elliott, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
54. Here we go. Under 10, 10.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from you guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Shell.
Here's Goff. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down.
Let's go, D.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. It'll be a gain of 4, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Again, Goff. And that's complete to Cooks. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
An update from Denver. The Broncos, they've taken an early lead against the Chiefs. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Ebukam able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down. Gurley again here on first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
On first down, it's Brown. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Like 20. 55. Brings up second and 12. At the Cowboys' 39-yard line.
On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 12.
Throwing on third, Goff. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble loss in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Yeah, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. The first down carried by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple. The tackle there by John Johnson. On second down now, it's Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Prescott from the gun on third. Open man is Noah Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. A first down carry by Elliott. And he loses the football the second time. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts? No, not at all.
Gone. They'll find Everett there, complete. Give him 2 yards on that play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on fourth down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll start the drive with Elliott. That one good for 33 and a first.
Here we go.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on first and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abuka in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Goff now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it first and 10. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Gone. He'll get this one to Cobb, complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Mike 29. Ready? 29 is the mic. Pause.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all.
A first down throw for Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Good job, man. Good job, fellas.
So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it was the Giants who were able to come away with the road victory. 31-10 was the final score. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep, and he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deep.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jonathan Bostic. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. Third and long for Prescott. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive or a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Goff. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down. Goff now 14 out of 17, 82%. And it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. Gonna flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. And the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Goff throwing again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
All day, baby, all day.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Anthony Harris on the tackle. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Check safety, check safety. Here we go, 46, 46, 46.
Throwing, Prescott. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
Let's go.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Got a man. It's Brown. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Let's go.
Here's Prescott.
It's going to be a level day. Bang, 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 bang.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Here's Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give them a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. but let's face it, they may have to. So right now the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Fielded just inside the 20. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And that will come the offense as they take over. Elsewhere around the NFL, they're in the third quarter in Carson. Chargers continue to pull away. They have opened that lead up even further. They start on the ground with Elliott. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
Just like that. Just like that.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. Now Brown, oh, he lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And an important one that is, as we are tied now early in this 4th quarter. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. Wiggles free. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Let's see what our player spotlight feature has in store with Dak Prescott. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jonathan Bostic picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. From his goal line here, Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. On 3rd down, it's Brown. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Go, go, go. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Here you go, go to 54, go to 54. Why ain't? Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike, 54.
Prescott down. That one complete to Elliott. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A 20th carry here for Elliott. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And an alley to run. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. There's Goff. And Woods has it complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return.
Let's go.
So here are the Cowboys to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott, and he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. They keep on the ground with Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And finally marked down at the 23. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott. And down inside the 15 he goes. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Kill. 47.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Samson Ebukam. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Prescott. Safarian Jenkins has it. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now Prescott. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Now the try here for the point after. And the lead is up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Goff and the Rams down by 2 touchdowns. 1:08 to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Meanwhile, Goff to Gurley as he drops it off for his running back. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Goff now looks to throw.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now it's gone. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A. He gets it to Gurley, complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it 2nd down. One last throw here for Goff. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Cowboys, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.